Justin, what's up? How are you?
What's
Got
going
me?
on? I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
Yeah, we hear you fine. Everything sounds well.
All right, cool. What's going on, guys?
All good, man. First and foremost, thank you for jumping on the show. We're joined by Justin Figueroa. So it's Justin Time is also the nickname, correct?
Yes, sir.
Like just in time for breakfast X Y Z.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with that nickname? Who blessed you with that?
I was at a show. My dad brought me to a show when I was like 5 years old, a professional boxing match, and it happens to be the same venue I'm about to fight at March 22nd at the Tropicana on Boxing Insider Promotions. But me and my dad was hitting mitts when I was 5 years old, kind of stealing the show from the fights that were going on. And there was these group of drunk guys sitting behind us, and they was like, "What's the kid's name?" And my dad was like, "It's Justin," and they were like, "Just in time," and it just stuck ever since.
Nice, nice.
I like it.
Yeah, me too, me too. So Figueroa, what is that? You are Latin descent from
Yes,
where?
sir. Yeah, Puerto Rican. I mean, but I grew up here in Atlantic City. But after I did my DNA test, man, I'm a mutt though. I'm Portuguese, Spanish, Puerto Rican, and the list goes on and on and on. But I grew up Puerto Rican.
Nah, for sure, man. So are both your parents Puerto Rican?
Yes,
Okay, okay. But you didn't grow up speaking Spanish in your household.
not too much, just like key words here and there, like small sentences, but not really too much. Speaking Spanish like that. I'm definitely still learning today as like I'm just teaching myself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you grew up in
grew up
Atlantic City?
man. He grew up like me.
Yeah, I grew up in Atlantic City.
How was that, man? I had a aunt that lived in Pleasantville for a bunch of years.
Okay, yeah, Pleasantville is right around the corner. We got a couple Pleasantville guys fighting on the March 22nd card coming up. Atlantic City is you kind of get the best of both worlds. You know, you get the rough and tough in the streets and the neighborhoods, but then again, you know, you get the tourists that come here in the summertime. We got the boardwalk, the casinos, you know, restaurants. So you get the best of both worlds. I guess you could say city life.
For sure, man. So 26 years old. When did you get your boxing start? What gave you the bug?
Uh, as a professional or just boxing in general?
In general.
Yeah. So when I was growing up, I guess when I was a kid, and in the '90s, you know, 2000s, Atlantic City was, you know, boxing was big over here. Atlantic City held a lot of big events and stuff like that through the '80s and '90s, some through 2000s and stuff like that. So boxing has always been big around here. And growing up in a tough neighborhood, um, got beat up a couple times. So my dad kept me in the house after that. He was teaching me how to defend myself, and he knew how to box a little bit from being around and being friends with some of the boxers that was here in Atlantic City at the time. So he was training me boxing for like 2 years straight every day. Kept me in the house, and he just saw that I was a good student. He saw that I was listening to everything he said, and I was doing everything he said. And then he let me outside 2 years later, finally, after all this training. And I get into a fight the first day I go outside after them 2 years. And I'm beating up the whole neighborhood after that. So, one, he knew I was a good student. Two, he was like, yo, this kid could fight for real. And he started bringing me to the boxing gym after that. And I wasn't saying it was perfect. I believe my first sparring match, I cried. So I've been told. But the thing was that I stood game. Even though I was crying, I still stood in there fighting. My dad kept me in the fighting still. Even though I cried as a kid, 5 years old, sparring for the first time, he didn't pull me out. So I grew up boxing, training with my dad. Then growing up during hard times, my family lived in a motel room at times when I was 10 years old. So my dad shipped me out to Florida with my uncle, and that got my amateur boxing career started. And I
Damn,
think I racked.
that's crazy. I'm originally from New Jersey and moved to Florida. What part of Florida?
Yeah, I went out there a couple times as a kid because of the family situations, and then the boxing scene was just better out there for an amateur. There was really not that many amateur shows here in New Jersey at the time. So I lived in Riverview, which
Okay.
me and my uncle we would drive. I think it was like a 30-minute drive to Tampa, and we would train in Tampa, and then we lived in Tampa, and then we lived in Orlando.
And now you went back to Jersey.
Yeah, so yeah, that was from like 10 years old to 12 years old. I think I went out there when I was like 13, 14 years old to fight a state tournament fight out in Florida. So I was just racking up some fights, some amateur fights, getting some experience. But then when I came back to Jersey, I would get homesick and stuff like that. So I would come back home to my family. And my dad messed up. He let me play other sports like football, wrestling, basketball. And I just happened to be an athlete. I was just good at everything. And at the time, my dad was starting to get a little rough with being a coach. It was almost, to be honest, it was almost borderline abuse. It wasn't that fun anymore. The way he was just coaching me, it was so serious all the time, and I just like playing team sports when I hit around the teenage age because one, I was good. Two, it felt good to be around a team, and I guess it was kind of good to get away from my dad just being hard on me at the time. And I brought that all the way into high school. I was football star, wrestled, ran track, all around athlete, which I believe it brings the athleticness brings back into the boxing ring. So I have no regrets with that. Um, but I always stuck with the boxing here and there. Me and my dad's we always hit the pads, or I always shadow box, so I take my boxes jog, even throughout high school and stuff. So after high school, after I graduated, I had big dreams in football. I thought I was a good football player. But my grades just didn't match. I was misguided a little bit. And when it came down to the accumulative GPA at the end, I really couldn't get in any good schools like I really wanted to. So long story short, I didn't end up playing football in college. I went to college for about a semester, and something just didn't feel right. I had no guidance. My parents never been to college. I was like, I need to go back home before I end up wasting money here. I really don't know what I'm doing. So when I came back home, I'm 18 years old at this time. And when I came back home, I was living on the west side of Atlantic City, and the Atlantic City Police Athletic League, the boxing gym is up the street. At the time, I'm like 215 pounds from, college weight, football weight. Um, so I'm just hitting the boxing gym just to get in shape, try to look good for the ladies. And, boxing is a great workout, great cardio workout, great to lose fat. Then I started moving around with the guys in the boxing gym, and I forgot how good I was. And this was at 18 years old, and it's been a wrap ever since. I just kept at it, kept working at my discipline, and just finding that sweet spot for me to become the most complete fighter I could be. And throughout the years, I believe I'm doing a pretty good job, still growing, still learning. And I'm here today, 11-0 with 9 knockouts, professional.
Very impressive, man.
You
Very
jumping in,
impressive.
Jar?
What position? I'm sorry, Ness.
No, I
What
was
position
asking if you was
did you
jumping in.
play? What position did you play in football?
Yeah, I was a running back. I was splitting carries with another kid. He was a talented kid. So I think my senior year I had what did I have? I think I had like 100. I gotta look back at the stats. Anyways, forget the stats. Anyways, I played running back, scored touchdowns. I ran hard. I was a real physical running back. 200 pounds, 205. I also played cornerback too. So I was one of the biggest cornerbacks in the league, just real physical, no fly zone, wasn't getting anything past me. So I had a good mix between being strong, being big, but also being athletic, being agile. And like I said, that for me, it helps translate into the ring, being athletic and agile. And from running a rock, running the ball, having big guys trying to tackle me all at once, 200-300 pound guys, three of them trying to smash me to tackle me. It kind of helps me. I think it helps me with the punches because I don't really think punches really affect me in boxing.
So you're absolutely right. I was going to say that because the physicality part of playing running back and defense, it carries over to being a professional fighter. Like I've never spoken to any young fighter that played football that told me they were a quarterback or a kicker.
Yeah.
It's usually always a physical position. That's what's up, man. First of all, I'm Johnny from the Hangout Spot, so it's nice to meet you, champ. And
Cool. Nice.
so tell me a little bit about your boxing inspirations, man. Like is there any fighters that you modeled your game after?
Man, throughout the years, I feel like my generation, we look up to guys like Floyd, Andre Ward, guys like that. Boxing style, keep it real clean, hit and don't get hit style. And that was working real, real well for me because, like I said, I'm agile, I got good feet, good speed. So I was getting away with it for a while. But then when I started sparring with professionals and started upping the rounds in my sparring and stuff, I noticed I wasn't getting the better side all the time. I like to dominate when I'm in the ring. So when I noticed I wasn't dominating, I noticed it was something's going on. I know there's something missing in my game, and I just wanted to learn more. I knew there was more to learn in this game. I know it's more than just fighting. Boxing is an art. So I don't think this is a popular choice with everyone, but my favorite, and I feel like I learned and studied so much, is Vasily Lomachenko. That's a big inspiration for me.
Why do you think that's not a popular one?
I don't know. You know what, I saw that people don't, people look at records and they think, all these wins and no losses. They look at Loma's record and he's 17-3 and he lost to Devin Haney and he lost to this guy and that guy. So the casual boxing fan or most guys probably won't have Vasily Lomachenko at the top of their list. But for me, he's at the top. I feel like I learned so much watching and studying him, and I think he's just a beautiful fighter the way he fights.
Do you think if he would have made the Tank fight, he would win based off what you seen Saturday, or what? Has your opinion even changed since you're a fighter? That could have just been an
Yeah.
off night for Tank. Is your opinion of Tank changed based off Saturday, and would you see Loma beating him now, or did you always have Loma beating him?
I feel like I always had Loma beating him, but due to Loma, father time, due to Loma getting a little older, um, Tank is still a young fighter, so I think that may play a part. But I think Loma edges it out with, his work rate, with all his feints, constantly pressing the issue, pressing the fight. Just like Roach did, I think Roach did a good job with pressing the fight, making Tank uncomfortable, getting close to him, and not reaching. Giving Tank what he wants so Tank can counter. Tank is a great counter puncher. But it could have been an off night for Tank that night, but I think Roach just came with a great game plan. He developed very, very well, and he fought the fight of his life that night. And I thought it was a great fight. I think it could have went either way. If it was up to me, I would have said I would give it to Roach. I feel like he threw more combinations. He looked a little busier, landed the more significant shots. But hey, if you want to go to the knockdown and all that, I don't know what the knockdown was. I thought Tank forgot his mouthpiece. I don't know about taking a knee. He probably should have spoke up, and referee would have gave him the stop. So taking a knee is a little crazy. And in this game, they probably should have counted it as a knockdown, because obviously when a guy takes a knee, that's a knockdown. So including the knockdown, Roach definitely wins that fight. But I'm gonna have to go with my all-time favorite between Tank and Lomachenko. I still give it to Lomachenko.
For sure, for sure. So earlier when Johnny and you were speaking, you spoke about the work you could put in and wanting to dominate or liking to dominate. You are 7 pounds heavier than Brian Norman Jr., the WBO champ, but I seen you guys
Yeah,
sparred, man. Did it
yeah.
go the way you wanted?
Yeah, it definitely went the way I wanted. He's a champion for a reason. Going out there, I knew that, of course, I was going to have to take some good shots. But I couldn't give Champ all the credit. I had to go in there with a champion mentality too. And just like I'm going to get hit, I got to try to give Champ some good work and hit the Champ too. But I knew I was going out there to really learn. I wasn't going out there to be no macho man. Champ wasn't really on no pride stuff. It was great work. And I had to really be on my P's and Q's working with him. If I reached or didn't come in with uh, an approach where I can disguise it with feints or not in the right distance, he had to counter for everything. And the champ, he's got good speed. He's a great athlete. He got good power. So it was great work. And I felt that I learned a lot mentally. It took my game to another level.
Being from that Atlantic City area, have you ever gone into Philly and sparred with the nemesis of Norman and Ennis?
Oh, no, I haven't. I like Boots a lot. Boots is a great fighter. I haven't went and sparred with Boots. Maybe looking to down the line. But yeah, I haven't got to. Yeah, I've been in Philly sparring with a few guys, but I haven't got to the cream of the crop yet.
I got a couple of questions here from the people. Donald from Baton Rouge, he says, how did the work go with Norman? I guess I beat him to the punch there. You've already answered that. If you want to add anything, that's cool. If not, we can move on.
Yeah, I'll just add that it was good work. I got to learn a lot, and I think he's going to do exceptionally well for his upcoming fight, March 29th in Las Vegas. I think I gave him a great look for his opponent coming up. Um, and hey, I think if he could deal with me the way he dealt with me, then he's definitely going to deal with his opponent and get him up out of there.
All right. Next one is from Ali and Dago. He says, "What's up, Justin? Who are your 3 favorite fighters of all time?"
Yes, sir. Like I said, Lomachenko, I got to put him at the top. Um, Lomachenko at the top. I got a lot of fighters because I just watch a lot of tape, study a lot of fighters. I'm going to go with Lomachenko, Andre Ward, and hey, let's give it to, I think it's a tie between Canelo and Floyd.
I got to ask, Justin, did you give the link to people thinking that was the link to share the interview?
Yeah, my bad,
Oh
yo.
shit, bro.
Yeah,
It's like
I
mad
shared it.
random people trying to join. I'm like, who the hell is Jeannie and who is Jay? And who the hell is this?
Yeah,
I'm
those
like, yo.
are my sponsors. I thought it was the
No,
link for the
next time I'll give Jolene the live link. Let me send it to her now, so that she
gotcha.
can share it with your popular fan base. I see they trying to jump on with you. They like, let me get on there. We got a few more. No worries. I appreciate you. We got Manuel in the 408. There goes another one of your fans. What's your thoughts on Turkey now working with Dana on this new boxing league?
I saw that, man. I saw that earlier, and it kind of rung my bell a little bit. Um, I think for the real boxing fans, for the elite guys, I think it's great. You're gonna get the best fights, the best fighting the best. Um, does it affect pay in the long run? The way the UFC fighters are getting paid with their system. I think in the beginning, I think they're gonna pay the fighters really, really well, like Turkey has been already. But I think it's gonna fall into that UFC system where you know, we're under their promotions, we're under their contracts. So that's what I think it is. With now, I do think it clashes with how our promotions here in the States, how we like to build up fighters and build up superstars. So I think it clashes with that, building up superstars here in the States.
I got Toledo Treese in Ohio says, "What is the hardest thing to cut from your diet during training camp? And do you believe boxing could thrive on alternate platforms like Zeus, CW, and BET?"
Um, with the platform, sure, why not? Boxing. You know, no matter who it is, fan or not fan, boxing is going to draw attention. So if it's a platform, then it could definitely thrive because boxing is just one of the greatest sports ever, invented, and it will always be. 2 guys in the ring fighting, it doesn't get better than that. And it's out of respect too. After you fight with a guy, you shake hands and you say, "Hey, good work, you was the better man." Da da da. So boxing is top tier for me, and I think it will always keep growing, keep going, keep growing. So people who say boxing is dead, I don't believe them. But what to cut out from my diet, I don't really mind that. I do love to eat, but I got to be professional. I got to cut, obviously, the carbs, the heavy carbs. I love pizza. I can eat pizza whenever. Italian food, Spanish food, them rice and beans, all that stuff, man. So I guess that's the hardest part. But if you want the advantage to, make weight properly and feel good at your weight, because if you don't make weight properly, you don't cut that kind of stuff out of your diet, you're gonna be fighting some naturally big boys in there if you don't cut that weight correctly. So I think it's just part of the game. I don't really get too sad about it.
I got a good one here from the people. Coach Myers in Connecticut. How did you get the nickname Mr. Atlantic City? And being from New Jersey, do you look up to Shakur Stevenson?
Yeah. I'm gonna start with Shakur first. When I first started my career, I was just getting by with guys off of my speed, and I was able to I was studying Shakur, and I was able to mimic Shakur. So I learned a lot watching Shakur. I got a lot of respect for Shakur. Great skills, one of the top fighters today. Um, but as my style kind of switched from being more offensive, I feel like Shakur style is a little more laid back, defensive. Likes to counter, but he does have his offensive tactics too. But I like to fight more out of a high guard now, tight guard. So I'm watching other guys other than Shakur. But Shakur to me is an exciting fighter. I love the skills, and definitely one of the top fighters. I definitely like to see him versus Tank or him versus Roach or any of those fights that they can make for him. Especially he's from Jersey too, so I always got to stand for Jersey. And the name Mr. Atlantic City. I always been repping Atlantic City since the jump. Since I turned honestly before I turned professional. I know Atlantic City has been a boxing city for a long time, like I said earlier. So I always try to bring it back. Invite the people of Atlantic City to come out, let them know, hey, I'm your guy here. Let's support your local talent. And they come out all the time. The support here is unreal in Atlantic City. They come out every show, a lot of support. I got a great support system. My sponsors, Kennedy Cellars, Demir's Heating and Cooling, and the installation company. I got a great partner, great lady with me. The support is unreal. So Atlantic City has been nothing but a blessing for me. And I guess I've been putting Atlantic City on my back. So then the promoter, Larry Goldberg, started calling me Mr. Atlantic City, and it's stuck.
Man, just because you said you've been putting Atlantic City on your back, and I know Jolene is one of the best at what she do, so maybe it's too soon, but we all know that Thomas Lamana sells hella tickets in Atlantic City. That could be a good fight. And you at 160, I'm pretty sure he's at 60. Y'all ever spar him being from New Jersey as well?
Yeah, I moved around with Thomas, just like moving around. He's got a great jab, long, tall. He's a vet, got 30 fights. I moved around with him more so early in my career. I was also fighting on a lot of his cards too.
Oh,
So
so y'all
he
know
was
each other
damn near.
well.
Yeah, so we know each other well. He was like my promoter, a mentor at the time. So it was very, very good working with him on the business side. And I got to move around with him a bit too. I think he's a great boxer also. But I'm not really looking for that fight. But if it made sense and
I
my
mean, I only see
manager,
you only had one at 59, so I do apologize if I'm putting you in a weight class you're not ready to move to, because I did see 59, but as I skimmed through, there's more 55s there.
yeah, no, that's all good. 54 and 60 is, 60 is a more comfortable weight class for me. 54 is a bit, I got, take the weight cut seriously when I get down to 54. But hey, if it all makes sense, I'm here as much as I love the sport. I'm here for the business too. So
I mean, Thomas is good at what he do, man. He's probably ranked somewhere
yeah,
in the WBA right now. That's why I said it's probably not the time. You might need to work a little bit more. He's always trying to go for gusto. Shout out to him. He's probably on his way back to another title shot because
yeah,
he's good at what he do. He knows how to position himself for sure.
yes, yeah.
Um,
I give it to a fighter and a good businessman. I give it to him. He's doing it right.
Absolutely. We got Octo that says, "Yo, champ, what's your favorite music artist? And give us one good movie we should watch."
I feel like one movie I used to watch a lot was Never Back Down. Back in the day, I guess it was like an MMA movie. It was pretty motivating, good action. So
Is
Never
that with
Back
Tom
Down. If you,
Hardy? I'm about to look that
I'm not
up.
sure. Remember, I watched it a couple times. I used to like that one a lot. I don't really watch a lot of movies, but all the boxing movies. Southpaw is a good movie. All the Rockies and the Creeds, great movies. But yeah, all I do is watch boxing and study film. So I don't really watch too many movies. When it comes to music, it depends how I'm feeling. I can go from listening to guys like Lil Baby, Drake. On my way to the gym, 50 Cent. I like 50 Cent a lot. But then I could, turn my
Which
Spanish
album?
music on.
Which 50 album, though?
With the album, what is it called? Get Rich or Die Trying, and
Okay, that's a classic.
Get Rich or Die Trying. What's the other one? It's like him with his shirt off. He's like
Oh,
flexing.
I think that's the one. Ain't that 21 Questions? Not 21 Questions, but Massacre, the Massacre.
Is it that one? I
I'm gonna
don't know.
check
He
it
got a
out
lot.
right now on iTunes,
He
but I
got a lot
believe
of hot
so.
songs. I like 50 is hard. But like I said, I could come back to the house or leave in the gym. I could throw on some jazz. So I'm real versatile with the music.
Dang, he said jazz. Nice, nice. I got a few more for you. Next one is from One Way Renzo. He says, "What's your favorite Loma performance?"
I mean, it's so many and so good, but I think lately I've been leaning towards the Linares performance. Because Linares, that was a tough fight. It wasn't an easy fight. Linares landed some good shots. He dropped Loma, and Loma was able to get back up and seal the deal, man. He put that pressure on him, that mental pressure, all them feints. Loma just so composed in there, and he was able to make a hard fight look easy towards the end and got Linares out of there.
James Benitez in Atlanta. After your sparring with Norman, do you got him beating Boots now?
I think it'll be a great fight. Like I said, I think styles make fights. Like I said, I never really been in the ring with Boots, so it's tough to really judge from there. I know Boots is a great fighter. Norman is a great fighter also. They're both world champions. And I think they're both world champions. They got to unify those belts. So hopefully those guys both make out on the business side, make some good money from it, and may the best man win that night. But win or lose, I hope they both win financially.
So talk to me about this upcoming fight you got. Mario
Yeah, so it's
Rios, and it's going to be
Yes,
taking
sir.
place in Tropicana Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, 6-rounder. Talk to us.
Yes, sir. So let me grab this charger real quick. Phone on 11%. Yeah, so I'm fighting here in my hometown again in Atlantic City. This is going to be my 10th time fighting in Atlantic City, so I'm an Atlantic City guy for real. A lot of shows here. Like I said, the support is unreal. My only 2 times I fought out of Atlantic City was in Texas and in California. I'm definitely looking to get out a little bit more, but I love fighting in front of my people. So, yeah, I'm bringing a show. March 22nd, I'm looking to perform, entertain, and my people know what I come for. I come to lay them out. I come for the knockout. But, of course, I'm really strategic with the way I come in and the way I box. I'm not just going in there swinging for the fences like that. So I think you get to see some good boxing along with the violence that you really want to see as just a casual fan that just wants to see the violence in the boxing ring. But as a boxing fan, you're going to also see the skill set from my part. Like I said, March 22nd at the Tropicana Casino in Atlantic City is Boxing Insider Promotions. And I'm looking for
Oh,
my
so this
12th
means
win.
it's on the zone then.
Yes, this one is on the zone also.
Are you going to be
So,
TV
yeah,
time, or do you
yeah.
not know yet?
I'm sure. I think the last 3 events that Boxing Insider Promotions threw has been on the zone.
No, I know, but is your portion of the card going to be televised?
Yeah, yes. I may even be main event. The last card I was main event.
Okay.
So we'll see. Not sure yet.
Nice, 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 nice.
Very nice.
So do you believe in this guy's power? He's actually a natural junior middleweight, and he has decent pop in terms of knockout ratio. Is over that 65, so that means he can really punch. Um, do you believe his power? I mean, he's also from Argentina, right? Those guys naturally just seem to always can punch. Are you worried? Are you not worried, but like, are you, kind of understanding that he may be a puncher?
Yeah, that's cool. I like the step ups. I like that fire. When I'm stepping into the ring with a guy with a solid record, got knockouts on his resume, it puts a little fire under me. So on March 22nd in Atlantic City at the Tropicana Casino, I'm coming ready to fight. I got power too. I could take a good shot. I got defense, and if he's coming to Rumble, it's only going to be a better show for my fans, and I'm willing to give that up for my fans. Let's leave it all in the ring, and I hope he comes to fight. But just like I said with the champ, if I gotta get hit, you gotta get hit too. So if you think you got power and you want to put hands on me, I know I got power and I'm gonna put hands on you. And I know my skills is good and I believe in the work I put in. So I don't have no doubt. We'll just see on March 22nd.
Did you see his last fight with Alex Bray? And do you know Alex from Florida?
No, I don't. No, I
Oh,
don't. I haven't really done much studying
on your
on his
opponent?
tape.
Okay.
Yeah, I let my coach just study and we just work.
Who's your trainer, by the way?
I call him Coach String. His name is John Gibbs.
Oh wow, that's my
Yeah,
last
he's
name.
he's
This is kind
fairly
of
he's fairly
strange.
new to the, but he's been in the boxing game for a while as a boxer. Just been around, sparred with a lot of champions like Boo Boo Andre and the champions that was coming up here in Atlantic City at the time. So he's been around boxing for a while. and he's phenomenal with these. He might be
With the
one of the best
pads.
with, but he has a good eye for boxing too. And me and him really click really well. He's been doing a great job with me this far in my career.
I got Alex Vega from Palm Beach, South Florida. If Norman versus Boots happens this year, how does that fight go? Who wins? You already answered that, so we just showing him love. That looks like it might be the last one. Let me refresh on this other page. But I do appreciate you coming on. Is there a way that people can get tickets at the moment?
Yeah. First and foremost, thank you guys for having me on the show. I
For
see you guys
sure.
all the time. You guys be cracking me up with the commentary and all that, and you guys keep it real. I like what you guys are doing on Instagram. But if
Appreciate
you
you.
look up Boxing Insider promotions on Ticketmaster, they have tickets for you to purchase. But if you do purchase on Ticketmaster, type in code Justin so you know the fighter can make commission off of ticket sales. And yeah, that's on Ticketmaster.
All right, champ. Well, once again, give out that social media for anybody that isn't following. You can do so, and I thank you for coming on. We'd love to get you on for the victory lap.
Yes, sir. Thank you again for having me on. I'm on Instagram at Justin Time Figueroa, and stay updated with me through all my trainings and my victories. And I like to say I'm an online person, Instagram personality. I think I got some character with me, so I think I'm a good person to follow. But follow my career. Thank you guys again for having me on, and I look forward to speaking with you guys again.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Oh man, good luck to you, champ.
There you have it, ladies
Thank
and
you.
gentlemen. Justin Tom Figueroa. Peace. Salute to him. I'm like, yo, we got so many people jumping on. Who